second season. I'm super excited. Had an opportunity to go through season one, make my mistakes, learn from them, and then jump back into it. And I couldn't help but kick it off with Ding Ding this year. Season two, special guest Ding Ding. We go way back. He's actually the first guest that I have had that I actually coached against. So, big ups to Ding Ding. Appreciate you coming through.
I appreciate you for having me, Coach. Appreciate you.
Yes, sir. So, we got to jump into it just the way I like to do it. We're going to kick it off with some fun stuff to get started, but then we're going to dive into something that's going to ruffle feathers, but also something that's going to be informative for everybody.
Right.
Jumping off the bat, because it's a big game tonight. Who you got, Packers or Bears?
Oh, go Pack, go. Come on now.
That's what I'm talking about. Cool.
Yeah, I mean, come on, man. We ain't worried about no Bears, man.
Exactly. Like, Justin Fields, whatever. Justin Fields, you're going to struggle tonight, buddy.
Even if they win, even if the Bears win today, it won't even matter. Like, we're not worried about the Bears. We're worried about the Super Bowl. Like, that's what we want.
There you go.
All Packer fans.
I've always been one, like, if the Packers struggle during the season, as long as they beat the Bears, I'm cool. At least give me that. Just give me that.
That's the bare minimum.
The bare minimum. I love it. All right. LeBron or Jordan?
You can't talk. You can't ask me that question.
You ain't going there?
Nah.
Ding Ding don't want to ruffle he don't want to ruffle the feathers yet. Oh, but it's coming. He gonna ruffle some.
I don't want to go Jordan Brown. Nah.
Favorite cereal?
Sorry. Reese's Puffs. I'll say Reese's Puffs.
Reese's Puffs. Okay. Favorite movie?
The Wood.
Oh, that's a classic.
Yeah, that
is a classic.
Yeah, I fuck with The Wood.
Going a little deeper, what was your dream career as a kid?
NBA.
That's real. Not everybody admits to that. Did you have anything else that you had in mind?
Nope. I'm still trying to chase them dreams that I'm doing right now, man. I'm still trying to chase them dreams as a kid. So, like, shoot, I'm here. So, I ain't afraid to say it. Like, I ain't gonna lie. Like, when I was younger, yeah, I was afraid to say it. But, like, man, that's what I want. So.
And as long as you're working toward it, ain't nothing wrong with that goal.
Yeah.
You got too many people that say they want to they want something, but ain't working toward it. They just talking.
Right. Yeah, no, I want it. I'm finna get it.
Cool. One thing I've always wondered, like, for different individuals, like, who are some influential people that were in your life growing up?
Man, some influential people.
Yeah.
So, I mean, me personally, I was always influenced by, like, well, first my mom and my dad, just because they were always, like, good parents. And even, like, with my dad, there was parts of times where he wasn't in my life due to certain circumstances. My mom stepped up and she kind of, like, influenced me just to grow as a person. Like, she always, like, talked to me as an adult, even when I was a child, which was kind of, like, helpful to me. And then my siblings also were a part of my influence just because, man, they're coming, man. It's like they're coming.
How many of it is it of you guys?
There's 7 of us. So there's 3 older, 3 younger. I'm the middle child.
Oh, so you dead smack in the middle.
Yeah. So I had my oldest brother. He's grown. He's in South Dakota. He has a family out there. I'm not gonna lie. He's been in and out of prison growing up, but I still my brother. I still love him, and he's doing good out in South Dakota. I have an older sister. She's disabled, so she's been with my family her whole life, and she's at home. She really can't talk too much, but she can interact with you, and she's smart enough to know what you say. She's smart enough to know what to say, and she also can, like, move around a lot. And so, like, man, if you know me, if you know if you really know me, then you know who she is, and, like, you know how, like, she talked to you, you know how she is, and if you really know who I am, then there's no way that, like, she's one of those people that if you get close to her, then yeah, you're real close to me. But then I had an older sister. She went to East High School, and she did well for basketball too. So, like, that was my first kind of person that I was like my first fan of, other than like Brown or whatever. But like she was like my first like, oh, I gotta be like her, I gotta be better than her, or like I see how she influenced people with the game of basketball. I'm like, this is how I want to come in. Like she kind of, and then shoot, I had to say my boy Nimrod. Like that's when I kind of like saw Nim play is when I saw my sister play because like they're in the same age group.
Okay.
So, yeah, so when I saw him or when I saw my sister, I'll see him and I'll be like, oh my gosh, this he's a quick guy. Like he got moves that I want to take. You know what I mean? So he definitely influenced me. Nimrod definitely influenced me as far as like just out of high school, kind of even kind of during high school, but like out of high school, like he really just talked to me a lot more, worked out with me a lot more, kind of built some confidence in me, like show me some moves, show me what to do, like just little details of the game that brings a long way and brings that a big step to your game. So like he's one of those people that definitely helped me out. Shoot, there was one time where we actually went to Wesley Matthews' house, and he took me there, and he's like, man, you can go get this shit if you want it, And so like, man, for somebody to just do that is for me to see that, it's like, yeah, that like you somebody that influenced me, and so, and I got my younger brother Mandela. If you know me, you know Mandela. Like that's my boy, So like
Yeah.
that's like we grew up together, we did everything together. So like he's always pushing me to make a better version of me. And then my younger sister, my younger brother, she's a tennis player. She goes to HBCU,
Shout
uh,
out to the HBCU. Which one she at?
Delaware State.
Okay. Cause she
Yeah,
won state for tennis, didn't she?
yeah, she won state 2 years in a row. So she won her junior year and senior year, and then sophomore she got like a Final Four or something. And then freshman year she got like Elite Eight, which is really good. So she been there all four
Oh yeah,
years.
she was coming. She built up to it. She went
Yeah,
Elite Eight, Final Four, champ. Get up
yeah,
out of here.
yeah. Like so she's like I said that they're coming. You know what I mean? And then my younger brother, like he's the best. He's one of the best golfers in the state, but man, he's probably one of the most athletic kids in this city, like hands
Oh,
down.
a lot of people don't realize how much athleticism goes into golf.
Yeah,
No, you're not running and jumping, but it's different levels of
yeah.
athleticism.
No, you're right. You're not lying. I never really thought of it like that, but you're not lying. You're not lying. But he's windmilling, man. He's 360 in East Bay, and like
Oh
he's up.
wow.
Oh no, he's up there. Like no, he's only a senior too, so like he's up there. Like
Oh
he's
yeah.
up.
It's a.
He's up there.
I don't even think I knew about that one.
No, little bro's up there. Like he's above. Like he lives above the rim. I'm not even gonna lie to you. Side of the backboard, the lot from the side of the backboard, he's dunking for
Oh
sure.
wow. Yeah,
No,
that's
yeah,
crazy.
he's coming. So
Shout
like
out,
they,
shout out to Nimrod. Shout out to West. Shout out to Mandela.
no, bro. Shout out to the whole fam. Shout out to my the people around me. Shit, my environment. Shit, even like when I shit AAU helped me a lot too. Just playing with the Milwaukee team and growing up, kind of like more in that city and not really growing up there, but like just spending a lot of
Just
time
spending so
there.
much time there. Yeah.
Yeah,
Because I
you
was
know what
definitely
I mean?
gonna ask you, like, just to talk about like where you from and where you grew up, just in case people didn't know. I mean, it's people that's watching from. I know there's some people that are from Minnesota watching, some out in Cali that are watching.
Uh-huh. Shoot, from originally my family's from South Sudan. I got the little, I represent my country well. I try to, but South Sudan, Africa, East Africa. We moved here in Wisconsin. I was born and raised in Madison, Wisconsin. So I moved here. My family moved here when my mom was in. I was in my mom's stomach, and
Oh,
so
okay.
yeah, I just landed or just became a citizen or just came out as soon as they got here, and so born and raised here in Madison, Wisconsin. Shoot, grew up. Went to high school here. Uh, but kind of like from third to eighth grade, that AAU kind of like get into your basketball and your sports and your stuff like that. I really grew up playing basketball in Milwaukee after NESYB, and I was playing older. I would play with the older guys at NESYB, um, Badger Sporting Goods at the time, you know,
Right.
and so I was playing with them when I was older or when I was younger, playing with the older guys. But then said circumstances came where um, Milwaukee team wanted me to play, and they said, "Shoot." My mom said, "Shoot, why not?" And so went out there, played out there, and learned a lot. Man, played with some great players. See, even players at NBA, Jordan Poole played with
Okay.
Jordan. Yeah, yeah, grew up playing with Jordan Poole. I know his whole family, like man,
Shout out
real.
to Jordan Poole because he's out there really, really doing it.
Man, he went crazy, man. I went to see him play. They played the Grizzlies. The Grizzlies gave him their first loss, but man, I went there, talked to his dad, his best friend. Like it's just amazing to see where he's at right now in his journey, and so it also helps me out with my journey too. Like I love seeing that, and it helps me. Like, oh,
Right. You get to, and there's people that are where you at, where
yeah,
that where you trying to get to, so you can
right,
always reach out and talk to them. So that's love that they're able to communicate with you and give back.
yeah.
Um, was basketball the only thing that you played growing up, or did you play some other
Nah,
sports?
I played everything. Like I played soccer, swimming, tennis, shoot, golf, like football. So I played it all. I grew up.
Because
I was
you played football in high school too, right?
yeah. I played football in high school.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I thought so. You was a receiver, right?
I played receiver. I did receiver track. Receiver safety. Yeah, I would start receiver and safety and did like kick return sometimes.
Shout out to Jovi. He just said you was a mean receiver.
I appreciate it. Yeah, I was. I'm not one of them guys that's scared of nothing. Like you know how they say like basketball guys scared to play foot. Hell no, not me. No, that's just
That's real.
nah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll
Well,
see
I
you
mean,
wherever.
since you ain't scared of nothing, we just gonna rev it up a little bit. Let's spice things up. Give me top five. If you want to do all time or your era, let me know. What we talking? What we doing?
Top five. Um, so I'm just gonna go respectfully. It's the people that just me being around basketball so much and just like hearing so many stories and how many people was this, then the third. So like, I'm gonna first say Reese Gaines just because I'm not gonna list on any order, but I'll give you
Right, right,
five.
right. Yeah, just five. Yep, I got you.
I'm gonna say Reese Gaines just because of I don't know nothing about him, but I just know that what his basketball journey is basketball resumes up there. So I'm gonna say him. Um, I'm gonna say Jalen Johnson for our generation, just
Yeah,
because he's top what top 10,
top 20 or
top
top
20.
10 in the country, and then he was drafted top 20.
You feel me? You can't. That's hard. You know what I mean? That's hard. And so I'm gonna say him just for those two, just for um that thing. Man, I think that man, I'm gonna say me just because I'll bust anybody else that want to hoop against me. That's just
And you
yeah,
supposed to feel that way.
yeah. But like, it's not that I feel it. It's like I believe in it, and I'll make you believe in it too. So and I'll do it consistently. This is not even like it's a one time or two time thing. I would do it every day and prove it every day. So I don't care who's in front of me. So I'm gonna say with that, I'm gonna say me. Um, hmm, I'm gonna say Neil, just because
Yeah,
he's my favorite basketball player.
that's
So like,
real.
he's my favorite basketball player. I'm not even afraid to say it. I'll bust his ass for sure. You know?
Oh, Nimrod, if you hearing, that's a challenge. He
Uh,
called. He didn't say it already.
it's a challenge. It's every day. Yeah, he knows what it is, but he's still my favorite basketball player. Like if I'm having a team full of Madison guys, bro, Nim is my point guard, 110% out of 110%. You know what I mean? Like there's no ifs ands or buts about it. Um, man, I'm gonna say Nim. Man, I guess I'm a little biased, but I'm gonna say Chris Davis,
Chris
just
was
because
definitely a problem.
Chris was a problem, but man, he got D3 Player of the Year, like, and he got a ring on
Hold
top
on,
of it.
he won the championship
Yeah,
in D3. I remember one of his crazy stat lines. He was like 42 points, 26 rebounds.
it's hard to argue that.
Eh,
And
That's a
he's
man
one of those
amongst
guys that
boys.
he's one of those guys that you roll the ball out against anybody. It don't matter who you are, he will come to kill you. So like I'm gonna say that. But there's other players like Jerron Mayman, Vanderblue, Darrell Willis is one of those guys, man. Like
Who?
Darrell Willis.
Yeah, Dollar. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, he's one of those guys, man. So like, man, there's a lot of guys that you can name, which is great. But like, man, those top 5 guys are the guys that, man, if I'm going with my team, this is my team right here. You know what I mean? I want Chris, Jalen, Reese, them, and me, and we gonna bust anybody.
That's a tough 5. That's a tough 5.
Yeah, you ain't winning.
I want to spice it up a little bit. Who gave you the most problems in the Big 8? Player wise, not team, player.
Honestly, the Big 8, I've traveled so many places and played basketball on so many different levels that I didn't really see no competition when it came to the conference.
Listen, if y'all listening right now, he talking spicy. He said he didn't know. And it's super spicy. If you played in the Big 8, he said he didn't feel it was any competition. All right, so give me this one then. Who is somebody that put buckets on you?
He can go.
Yeah, who's somebody that you know that could just go? You was like, damn, this dude tough.
Shoot, Daryl was one of them. Shit, Reap is one of them. Shit, Nick Skoviak was one of them. That he put up points in a hurry.
Nick would put up points in a hurry, but man, my only knock on him is when it came to the fourth quarter, he disappeared.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
He'd end up with 32, but he'd have 30 after 3 quarters.
Man, basketball's about winning, man. If you can't win, bro, them stats don't matter. And it's like so many people hype up so many other stuff, and it's like, bro, the end of the game is about winning, and you guys aren't doing that, or you guys aren't putting that as your top priority. You guys are putting points or flashes or, oh, he made him fall, or he crossed him, or he dunked on him. Like, bro, did he win the game? Did he finish? You know what I mean?
Did he finish the job?
Exactly. And so like, shoot, and me personally, I had to grow up too to think, or not even to think, but to just finish jobs, to get the job done. You feel me? Not even just to get to that destination, but finish at that destination and do it super, super well at a super high level, you know? Yeah.
So I got one more question that's gonna spice it up a little more. It's gonna make you think a little bit. And while you thinking, I got to make sure I give a shameless plug to a sponsor. I was introduced to a woman named Sarah Botham, and she's got her own vineyard out here in Barnardville, Wisconsin. And I got this bottle, Uplands Reserve, Botham Vineyards. It's out in Barnardville. Definitely, y'all got to go check it out. The scenery is nice. It's like once you get out there, it's so peaceful and quiet. Like it was one of those things that I went out there for a tasting, and you could, like, I'm going back to go get a bottle and just go out there and have a drink and just relax.
Mm-hmm. Now I'm gonna come when I go back to Madison. We got to come back out there. We'll definitely go out there.
Oh yeah, I'll definitely take you out there.
Yeah,
and super nice woman too. She's also a UW professor in marketing. Super dope. Like it was a pleasure meeting with her and talking with her.
Oh man, sure. If anything, we can make a little sponsorship deal. If anything,
man, what? This is the goal, to get an official sponsor. So I'm gonna shout out Sarah Botham right now.
What's it called?
It's Botham's Vineyard. It's the Upland Reserve.
Upland Reserve.
Yep.
All right.
Y'all go listen. Everybody that's watching, go check it out. So yeah, jumping back to the spice, because I know for the state is bigger, and you already talked about Jordan Poole. You already talked about Jalen Johnson. You talked about Reese. Who do you think is the top dog to come out of the state of Wisconsin? And that also might include Karan Butler, Nick Van Exel, Wesley. Who you think? Yeah, I'm gonna sip this one more time because I know that's tough.
You can't answer that question, man. That one
is tough. and it's
Nicknamed
so
Extra.
many different people that'll
Yeah.
have their own answers. Because I would say at one point I would have said Reese Gaines hands down. Then I
Right.
started to think a little deeper, and I'm like, man, Nick Van Exel was tough. Latrell Sprewell was tough.
Charles Speedwell
Karan
was
Butler's
tough.
got a championship. Wesley's been
I
playing.
was thinking about Karan too. I was like, hold on, Karan got a championship.
Wesley
Shit,
been
man.
playing in the league forever.
Looney got 3.
Kayvon Looney,
Looney got like 3, 4 championships over there, man. Like,
Jordan Poole.
AP's
Who else
nice.
from Wisconsin has led the league in free throw percentage ever?
I don't know. Jordan Poole is nice though. Tyler Harrow's doing good too. He's doing real good for
Tyler's
himself.
killing it.
Yeah.
Tyler's killing it. Like, and I can definitely be the first one to say that I thought Tyler's was gonna peak at his rookie year. He averaged like 15, then his sophomore year he averaged 15, and I was like, see, this is what he was gonna do. Then
Yeah.
that third year took off 21. I'm like, all right, let me shut up.
Yeah, no, he his game can translate to the NBA. That's one thing.
He's one of them dudes, and I used to tell people all the time. I was like, Tyler's one of the most confident basketball players I've ever witnessed in the state,
Right.
ever. And him going up against, thinking that black kids was gonna rattle him or black guys was gonna rattle him. I'm like, he grew up playing with and against them all his life. He used to go 1-on-4.
Yeah, he's good. That's the norm, which is crazy. But man, the best.
So I kind of want to go a little deeper. Like, so when did you know that you would like had a gift with basketball, and like when you started to put in the work and really see the results?
I mean, so I always like grew up just in sports and stuff, but like I always loved basketball. I'm not gonna say I always loved basketball, but like when I really like got to locking in, man, it was really after I would say it was after like it was kind of like right before I got hurt after my first year at JUCO. That's when
So it really took you until like to college to really feel like I'm really that dude now, or I got it like that where I can go where I want to go.
Yeah, like after college and after like not my first year at JUCO, after my first year at JUCO, and like I don't put in years of work just from like seventh, like I'll put like 7th grade, 6th, 7th grade. Yeah, just year since 3rd, 4th grade, shit. 3rd, 4th grade, all the way to like my senior until my freshman year after college. I'm like, all right, now I'm getting recruited by like Texas Tech. Like now I'm getting recruited by Gonzaga. Like now I'm getting recruited by like Minnesota. Like those big schools. I'm like, oh shit. Like okay, now I feel like not even that I'm getting recruited by them, but like I actually feel in my heart that oh shit, I can actually get in this, like get in the league. Like I can actually get there. I feel that nobody can take the ball away from me. I can get to my spots however, whenever. I can get somebody else open however, whenever. I can play defense 94 feet. I'm not having guards score on me. I can play the passing lanes well. I can rebound well. I can get the ball and go. And I can also be calm and just control the game. We don't need this right now. Let me just the IQ.
That's crazy that you realizing or feeling that way, after your freshman year. For me, like I said, for people that are just tuning in watching, like Ding Ding is the first guy that I've had on here that I actually coached against, and we talked about it, before we jumped on. Just was like, I literally created a game plan to try and stop you because it made no sense to me why everybody in the Big 8 wanted to try to pressure you all the way at half court. I was like, there's literally nobody in the state of Wisconsin that can keep Ding Ding from getting to the paint.
Yeah.
And they still keep pressuring you. And I'm like, yo, he's a super talented player, but if he has one Achilles heel, it's the outside shooting. Like it was just inconsistent. And I would rather shoot from deep than to be shooting layups all game. And so I made that game plan to pack the paint, put our longest defender on you, which was Cole Schmitz. And Cole was super long, and he was athletic too. That people really didn't know Cole was athletic.
Yeah, no, I know Cole. Cole's cool.
I was like, hey, sag off of him and like dare him to shoot. And the craziest thing is That first half, Ding Ding hit 4 threes or whatever. Halftime coach is like, "Yo, should we go out and pressure him at half court?" I'm like, "No." I said, "Law of averages. If he makes 4 more threes the second half, we was gonna lose anyways." And so we stuck to the game plan, and he did. You didn't hit any more threes that game, but it gave us a chance to get back in it because we wasn't allowing you to get to the paint to cause havoc, because then that lets everybody else get busy. And so,
Right.
we ended up sneaking out a victory against you. But like, literally, think about it. The game plan wasn't to beat East; it was to stop you to beat East.
Right.
So yeah, man, that's crazy that that's when you figured it out, because I can guarantee you anybody that's watching this podcast definitely felt that beforehand. But everybody's journey is different. Everybody's realization is different too.
Right. Right.
And
So
so you
like
just spoke on having an injury. So when did you have your first injury?
right after my freshman year at JUCO.
And what did you do? Did you break your wrist?
No, I had a horizontal stretch fracture across my tibia.
Oh wow, okay.
Yeah, so like when Kevin Ware situation or like Paul George situation,
Yeah.
like so like my bone was really like cracking, like there was a crack in it, and so like at some point in time, if I was to land wrong or do something or move wrong, it was gonna just break in half. And so I had to get surgery. Shoot, my coach really just called. It was like, look, you're done. You're not gonna hoop this year. You got to get surgery. Shoot. So I ended up getting October. It was October 18th. I end up 2018. I end up having a metal all the way down my tibia. So it's like from the top. It's like from the top of my ankle to the bottom of my knee. I got a metal knob on my whole left side. Yeah. And so yeah, that was my first injury. And so
And you had a second one too, right?
yeah. And so that my second one I had shoot, I mean, well, after my first injury, so even with that first injury, like, man, that was hard just because I ain't never really, I played basketball my whole life, and so I'm playing it 8 hours of the day consistently, almost every day, or 5 hours. I'm playing it so much that it's taking up my whole day. And so
And for the first time, like it wasn't a part of your life, right?
yeah, so like now it's like, damn, what do I do with those 8 hours of the day? Like, what do I do with those 10? Like, what do I do? I can't even walk.
And so talk about the mental health that goes into that, or just the mental wear and tear or draining that it was for you, because I almost dropped out of school after my first 2 years of college because I didn't understand what was missing. But it was the first time that I wasn't playing basketball after being, like you said, you grow up and you play it all day, every day, like even out of school or on the weekend, in the summer, like you at the park, you at the court, you still playing nonstop. So yeah, talk about the mental aspect that goes into that.
Shoot, man, mentally, honestly, I went through a lot. Like, man, I went through hell and back and hell again. like, but like, man, that it wasn't really no joke when it came to that. Just because, like I said, I didn't have nothing to do for 8 hours of the day, but I can't move. Like I'm in bed rest. And then on top of that, I was on oxys just for like to help numb the pain for the injury.
Right.
And so, like, crazy story, I was at my coach house and I ran out of the pills. And so when I ran out of the pills, I like felt the pain as far as like the surgeries being done on my leg. So like I'm like I'm like feeling the surgery being done on me, you know? And so like I'm like feeling like so much pain and feeling cuts. I had to get rushed to the ambulance just because I didn't have no like painkillers. Like I was in so much pain. And so after that day, I'm like, yeah, I can't never feel that pain again. That's so no, I can't. So like after that day, I was just taking a lot of oxys at a time. So instead of taking like two, I'll take four. Instead of taking,
Did you end up getting addicted?
yeah, yeah, like, yeah. And so even with that, like, I end up, shoot, really losing myself, honestly, just because I didn't have those things that I do every day to make me who I am.
And
So
you're not around like your friends and family either.
you know, I'm in JUCO, so like I'm on bed rest. Like I'm not moving. It's me. It's Reef. You know Reef Sharif Smith.
Right. Shout
Yeah,
out to
so,
Sharif.
yeah. Shout out to Sharif. He went to Memorial, but he was my roommate at the time, and so man, like he seen me go through it. You know, Rod Johnson too. He went JUCO with me too, and so
Oh, right. Yeah. Okay.
yeah. So like man, they see me go through it. There'll be times where like I'm banging on the door like Reef, like it's 4 a.m. in the morning. I'm waking them up. Like you gotta take me to the bathroom, bro. I gotta use the bathroom. Like,
Wow.
yeah,
Yeah, that's
man,
tough. You forget about some of those mobility issues that like for an injury like that, like you can't do it by yourself.
yeah, you know. And so like, man, there was times where we'll argue, like, what's going, like, what the heck? Like, I'm sleeping, bro. What the fuck? Like, we'll argue, like, bro, take me to the bathroom, bro. Like, what the? I gotta use the bathroom. Like, we're just going at it, man. Butting heads, man. Wake up, mad as fuck the next morning. Just, man, just really going through it. But man, just yeah, I was definitely addicted to oxys at a point in time, and just to get off them and like just realize like, and I knew I could, you know what I mean? I was like, nah, this is something that's for my leg right now, but like mentally I can get off this. This is not me. It's not who I am. That's not what I want to do. That's not who I want to be, you know. And so end up like definitely I end up as I was getting better and like when I found out I don't really need it anymore, I just was like, you know what, cold turkey, like you're done. You're not taking this no more. And it was also like, man, taking oxys, it's not just for your leg, but it does a lot to you like mentally. Like my mind was like,
All over the place.
man, it was like a line that's like a scribbled line. You just scribbled a line all over a brain. You know what I mean? And that was my mind. Like, you know, when you now that I
But that's
see like,
dope that you were able to quit. Like you knew you needed to quit and you were able to quit because so many people understand like something is bad for them and
yeah,
don't stop.
yeah, like people told me like, man, I've heard stories that people they just didn't have, I guess, really like the mental health, or they didn't have like the strong
The self
mentality.
discipline.
Yeah,
Yeah.
or just stopping and seeing like the bigger picture of your life. And so, man, you don't when you can't really see that bigger picture, man, it's hard to even like you fall into something that you're not, and then that's who you become. And so, you know, I just didn't want to become that for myself. So
And
yeah,
so like during those times and those struggles, did your faith waver and like how did you regain it?
man, my faith in God went up dramatically, whatever you want to call it. It just went up tremendous. Like, man, there was a point that I was just like in my crib, just I can't move, and like my family, and I'm in JUCO, or if I'm at home, my family's gone. They got stuff to do, so I'm just in the house for hours, just looking at a wall. You know, I'm not look at the wall for hours of the day. I wake up and I see a wall. I go to sleep, I see a wall. Whatever, I see a wall. And so, like, man, there was a point in time where I just really broke down crying and just was like, you know what, God, whatever, whatever, whatever you is that you want me to do, I'm just gonna do it. That's how I'm gonna live my life from now on. Like,
So you submitted.
yeah, I just was like, you know what, like, I just not even that. I just give up. I'm just I say I give up. I give up my life to you. You know. And so, like you said, I submitted, but like that was something that I went through. Just man, at the darkest spot, you know, that's where he comes to your light. And so, yeah, that's how I just live my life. I just like, you know what, I'm just gonna change my. I'm living my life only through you. Whatever you want me to do, I'm gonna do it. I'm still gonna do the stuff that I want to do, but you want me to do those things because you're in.
He gave you those gifts. He blessed you with those opportunities.
Yeah, and so like, yeah, with that being said, yeah, so I was cool with just I just gave my life to God, and I was like, you know what, even to this day, I'm just real. Let's say I'm real mellow, but like God got me. At the end of the day, that's all I think. Like, oh, okay, God got me. It don't even matter. I'm not even. I'm not even phased about whatever, I could be.
Whatever adversity you dealing with, he gonna get you through it.
God got me, you feel me? And so like that, and even after my first injury, like me submitting myself to God and being like, you know what, God got me, and that's the only way I'm gonna think. There's been so many like wrong turns that took in my life even after that first injury. But just me having that mentality of God got me is it's always been positive because of that negative outcome always became a positive outcome later on. If that makes
Man,
sense.
shout out to God for looking out. He's
Yeah.
always got it. He's
Oh my
always got your
goodness.
back. He got my back. So
It's,
we
yeah.
definitely we definitely blessed. Everybody goes through their trials, tribulations, but
Yeah.
that having him on your side is always going to be a benefit.
Yeah.
So talk to me about making the college decision in general. Like I know you had to go the JUCO route, and then you ended up going to Eastern Illinois, right?
Yeah.
You ended up being able to play again with Sharif because I remember I went to the game when you played when you came home to play. You played against the Badgers.
Yeah.
How was that as an experience?
It was cool. I mean, we should have won to me, but like, man, it was a cool experience for sure. Just playing in front of everybody, playing at home. It was a great crowd. It was great to just play in front of like my family and friends again, honestly. But I feel like we could have won, but my coach really had a different mentality of how that game wanted to go in his head. So that's really what it was. But as far as the college decision, shoot, I mean, out of JUCO, really, it kind of starts with AAU because AAU is where you get a lot of your school is just going to tournaments in AAU, or you know what I mean. And so
That's where the exposure piece comes in at.
yeah, so I didn't really get my last year. We went to state, or junior year we went to state, and then my last year I ended up playing for like a coach that really didn't know what I could bring to the table. And so honestly, he was kind of burning me. He wasn't playing me at all, and he just wasn't. He didn't know what I was capable of doing, which ultimately hurt me and going it hurt me in my college decisions. You know what I mean, and not getting highly recruited. So with that being said, when JUCO, even with JUCO, got highly recruited that first year just because I had a good year that first year, and then I got hurt, and then shoot, I also I got decently recruited even after my injury, but ultimately chose East Illinois just because that was my coach. That's where my coach for East, my JUCO coach went. So my
Okay.
JUCO
Oh,
coach
okay.
left and went to East Illinois and took Sharif with them. And then later on, I committed like a year later. But even with that year later, I had another coach come in, and he was from UW Milwaukee, Coach Boudreaux. He coached at Western Illinois now, Chad Boudreaux.
Okay. Yep.
Yeah, yeah. So he was my head coach, and yeah, so we just decided, you know what, Eastern Illinois, that's the best bet. Went there. Um, like you said, played that home game at Wisconsin, which was a great game, but you know we didn't get the job done, so that kind of stings. But overall, it was still a great experience. And then after that, that 10th game, I played at Milwaukee too, and when I played at Milwaukee, that's when I had tore my Achilles, and so that was another little,
Setback.
But then just the mentality that I had from my first injury and that having that God got me mentality, I wasn't really worried about I wasn't really worried about. I just accepted it. I was like, you know
Right.
what, I okay, let's. God said, let's do this again because you didn't do it right the first time, you know, and so let's do this again. And so went through that injury process again. Went, got the recovery that I needed. Put my heart and myself in the right place and put myself with the right people. Um, and end up playing good or end up just now end up healthy. You know what I mean? Better mentality, better mindset. And then my school, and then I played that next year. My coach I played that next year. Oh, that was a COVID year too, so the season stopped and they gave everybody that year back.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
You know? Yeah. So yeah.
Because so knowing that this is your last ride, we'll get into that a little bit. But I got a question for you. Knowing that you had to go to JUCO for whatever reason, whether for recruitment or whatever, but how do you think that your thought process is based on academics or the importance of education now versus what it was when you were in high school? Like how were you as a student in high school?
A student. I was a cool student. Um, I was a cool student. I wasn't the best student, and I wasn't the worst student, but I
You
was a
did
school.
enough to get by?
Yeah, and honestly, like it wasn't enough, but it wasn't. No, it wasn't even enough. But at the same time, I do like to be educated, and I do like education. But the system here is kind of different. They don't really teach us stuff that is used outside of the real world, and so I just had to do more self educating than anything. But
Now, like thinking about it, like if you could go back to when you were in high school, would you have put more effort and energy into making sure your grades were better?
yeah, of course. I mean, yes, of course. If I know, I mean, man, to be a good student is not hard. All you gotta do is turn in your work on time, and you turn in
It
your work on
man,
time like that
hindsight is 2020. When you get older and start to look back and you think about how you dropped the ball, and that's why bringing you on is an opportunity for you to be able to share with the people that are under you or looking up to you to be like, yo, I'm not that far removed from you, and if you know like I know now, you would take advantage of the opportunities that are in front of you.
right, right. I mean, yeah. I mean, if I was to do high school over again, I would. Man, I'll probably be in the NBA right now. Shoot, keep it 100. Probably be
And
there.
so, and what is your major now? So, I mean, because been at it for a little while. Have you already completed your bachelor's?
Yeah, I got my bachelor's. I'm getting my
What
master's this year.
dope. So, what did you get your bachelor's in?
Organizational development. So basically, like, if there's a business that needs to like start businesses or businesses that are declining or businesses that aren't at a level where they're supposed to be, they'll call me and I'll try to help find ways to better their business and so or help
So,
develop
like,
it.
so like
So
a consultant kind of, like you
there you
creating
go.
your own consultancy.
There you go. There you go. And so
Dope.
that's what I got my bachelor's in, and then I'm getting my master's in media technology. And so with that, it's like teaching me how to make movies, make edits, being a like a news anchor, a sports anchor, um, just everything that has to do with the TV screen, or a phone or anything with media. And so yeah, I'm doing a lot of media. That's what I'm getting my major in, that's what I'm getting my master's in is media communications, media technology and communications. And so it's I love it honestly. I'm out here in San Francisco, California, and
Yeah,
it's
let's
nice.
talk about it. Like I said, I know that this is the last ride, the final hurrah. So so go ahead and say what school you at right now and what you looking at doing.
Um, I'm at Academy of Art D2, San Francisco, California. We just won the conference last year, so we're gonna get our rings this year, which was pretty cool. This team hasn't really had any success. Like they won probably like 8 to 10 games last year, and so to come in right away and just change the program in a blink of an eye it's pretty good. And so yeah, I feel comfortable about my last ride, but I want the things that I want everything that I want
So
everything. Yeah.
it wouldn't be me if I didn't ask. So coming out of high school, coming out of JUCO, did you consider HBCUs?
Did I consider it? Not really. Not
And
really, just
I
because.
only asked that because we've had that conversation before where I told you
Yeah,
I was like, bro, if you decided to go to like Alabama State, I promise you'd win freshman player of the year, and by your
right,
second season, you'd definitely be conference player of the year.
right, man. I wish I would have went to. I wish I would have went to HBCU in my first year, man, because I wouldn't be where I am right now if I didn't go there. If I would have took that route, but man, I wish I would have went to HBCU, but I wasn't thinking about going to a HBCU at all, just because of the HBCU look that people get, like the competition look. They say this is all
All hearsay, right?
yeah, you know what I mean. But like they
But
say
the
that
hearsay is what people hear, and they make decisions off of it. So go ahead and speak on it.
right, but not the competition level being as high, and you won't really go nowhere after, and like it's just a people perceives HBCUs as a bad look, just because a lot of us, shoot, even me, like I could have gone to, like you said, an HBCU, killed, and then transferred, and then go high major or something, you know?
Because the beauty about being at an HBCU, they do still play a lot of the high major teams. Like they'll play, like
Right,
Alabama State played Auburn, they played Alabama.
right,
You go and you play against Tennessee or whatever. You put up 30 against them, people talking about you.
right, and shoot, you can go to a HBCU and go to a D1, because a lot of people will go to a lower school, go to a higher school, and then not play ever. But because you have your HBCU film and you kill that HBCU, it's against good competition still. You can still get a job overseas, or you can still get a job somewhere else, you know, rather than,
Yep.
oh, I don't have any film because I no, you're a good basketball player, you just don't have no college film, and not a lot of agents or not a lot of teams overseas is looking for that. So
So yeah, so as this your last ride, you look. What are you looking at doing for that team? Because I know you're all about winning, but you're all about winning. But I want to know, what is it like now being at the college level? Like you've been there long enough where you're now going to benefit from the NIL.
oh yeah, yeah. The NIL is great. I mean, we just got we just got a program to work with us through NIL, and so I'm gonna be trying to reach to a lot of people in the city, a lot of stores, a lot of organizations in the city, just to see if I can help represent them in any way, and hopefully use my name, image, and likeness. But I love the fact that the athletes can get paid now, which is a good thing. But as far as what I want to do for my team this year, I mean, I'm in a different position. Like I'm a senior now, you know what I mean? Like I'm a leader, and so I gotta lead them to what I want, and I want a national championship, you know. And I'm trying to get everybody to be on the same page that we want a national championship, you know what I mean? And we're trying to get that every day, not just when the time comes, but we're trying to do that right now for practice, you know. And so like it's just different because I'm working with so many different like ages, you know what I mean? Like I was born in 97. My freshman was born in like 2006 or something, like 2004 or 2003, whatever. But like it's just crazy, and I'm just like dealing with so many different age groups. But it's great just because like I'm leading them in a good way, but then like these guys are taking my moves, man, and I don't like it, you know.
They trying to use your moves on you.
Yeah, you know, and I'm like, wait, what the heck? But it's a good thing. Like as long as we can be successful at the end of the season, man, that's all I care about. And so I'm just trying to help lead these guys to a national championship, honestly, and that's all I can care about. If I do that, then I did my thing. Like if we win the national championship, then I did my thing, and if I don't, then I just feel like I sold my team short. Honestly, I didn't do what I had to do this year. But
Well, that mentality is always going to get you to put your best foot forward, stepping out there, knowing like this is literally the last hurrah, and the
yeah,
last round. So you're going to leave everything on the floor, and hopefully your leadership skills will make sure they leave everything on the floor for you as well.
yeah, and I
Um,
wasn't born like this, but I had to go through some stuff, and man, I wasn't a leader growing up. I was a quiet kid, not talking. I'm in the back, just I'm gonna do my thing and then leave. Like I had to grow. I had to grow up. I had to be more vocal. I had to like get out of my shell. I had to be like, you know what? This ain't that same person you are. That you put yourself in this body. You know what I mean? Put your mentality in this space. Don't think like that no more.
And so for me, like with you, as you're still playing college basketball or whatever, but the beauty for me was, being able to see you as a younger guy already starting to give back. So go ahead and talk about, what you did this summer and how you gave back to the community. You played in Julian's block party, which was fun. We got a chance to go against each other. I did get a steal against you. I know I'm old and hurt. Yeah, I was hurt for like the next 4 or 5 days. I got one on Marlon too.
I
But
believe
yeah,
it.
but no, I wanted to know about the camp that you did, man. It was super dope. I got to see all the pictures. I couldn't get out there, but man, it was super dope looking at it and seeing just you giving back and creating your own thing that you want to continue to do.
Oh man, I loved it. I mean, yeah, I hosted a camp. It was a Big Eight alumni camp, and then when I say Big Eight, I mean everybody in the 608. It can be Janesville, it can be Beloit, it can be all the inner city schools. But just everybody, Edgewood, Monona Grove. I don't care who comes, just anybody in the 608 can come to the camp. So it was a camp for free for all the kids that came. And it was a good camp, man. We had good players. We had Devontae Mayman help out the camp. We had Nimrod Hilliard, Keontae Jones, just people that want to get back as well. And they were also like idols in the community as well. And so it was great to have those people as a staff. And it was great that the kids came in and they worked hard and they learned something every day. And so it was great to see like the smiles on their faces or the competition on their faces, or just having that look where they don't think they don't get something, and then we show them, and then a couple drills later they get it. You know what I mean? And so just seeing people and just seeing them grow from like each kid grew at every day. So I had camps twice a week. The kids were not the same player the first day as they were the last day, which ultimately that's what you want to do as I guess somebody that's in my position, a basketball instructor or whatever. And so it was great, man. And honestly, like if I was to look back and be hurt on my when I was injured and like think like, oh, this is what I'm going to be doing in like 2-3 years, or this is what you're going to be doing when in your last year of high school or college, like I'll look at you and just laugh at you. So but just
And again, like for me, it's dope because you're still young enough where they saw you play and now they're seeing you give back. Like you
yeah,
were you're a part of that group, that era, that the kids that participated, their parents took them to the games to watch you play.
right. And I honestly just having my little brother be on that age group, I know these kids. I
Right.
know them I know these little kids. Like they're not little no more. They're grown men. They're grown men and women now, or they're growing, but they're not little no more. Like they're high school. I know all those high school. They all play with my little brother. I know all these little kids. And if I don't know you, I know somebody that do know you. You know what I mean? And
Right.
so, like, and if you don't know me, then dude, it is what it is. But as long as you come
But
to respect,
if they
as long
didn't
as
know
you
you before, they're gonna know you after.
right, as long as you come to respect. But like even I told these kids even like when I come in, I'm not the same person when I come in the gym. When I'm outside the gym, when I'm in the gym, I'm a different person. But when I'm outside the gym, I'm another person. So I have a different mentality when I come in the gym. So what you see in the gym is gonna be different than what you see outside the gym. Cause like when I'm in the gym, it's literally like my sacred place. Like it's that place where
That's your
it's
sanctuary.
the
That's
only
your escape.
it's my sanctuary. It's not only my escape, but this is where I wanna be in, like I said, it's how I'm gonna chase my dreams, you know. It's how I'm gonna feed my family if I want to one day. And so don't mess with that.
No, man, that's super dope.
Yeah.
For real, man. more power to you. Much respect. I hope you keep grinding and keep working, and it happens for you.
Oh, yeah, appreciate it.
And so I kind of want to slow things down and kind of see, what is some advice you got for somebody young that's chasing their dreams?
Put the work in every day. When things don't go your way, don't don't get mad, but adjust to it. You know, get better. Try to do the next right thing. I'll also say don't compare yourself to nobody. You know,
Facts.
don't compare
You're in
yourself
no competition. You're in no competition with nobody but yourself.
but yourself. The only person that you're in the competition is the man in the mirror. Like when you get to comparing yourself to to somebody, then you're blocking your own blessings. You know what I mean? Like you want to be able to be happy for that next person. Man, Jordan Poole is younger than me. Like he's been in the league for 3-4 years now. He's about to make damn near 100 million in his next contract. I am super happy for him, like in the best way possible. If I'm hating on him, that brings nothing to my. It doesn't make me get to. I don't get to be in his spot hating. Like what the heck? But like I don't know, man. I'm just not. I don't never compare myself to nobody. And me losing that comparison and being like, you know what? I don't care what this person does. I'm gonna do this every day. I'm gonna do me every day. And if he gets his blessing, that's his blessing. That's great. But then when I get my blessings, I'm just gonna be grateful for that and know that I worked for this. I didn't just got it just because God gave it to me. No, I worked for
You
this.
work for it, man. God will bless you
You
as long as you
know
can
what I mean?
while you working.
Right.
Like,
And so,
yes, the blessings is coming, but if you're not working toward it, like when the opportunity presents itself and you're not ready to accept it, then it's a
right.
waste.
Like my coach, man, it's crazy, man. Because I look at my coach, he be talking about like he gives us quotes throughout the day, and I kind of like don't listen to him. But when they hit me, they hit me. So like this one hit me, and he was like, "Are you prepared for what's prepared? Are you prepared right now for what's prepared for you ahead? Like, are you
Man,
prepared right now for what's prepared for you ahead? So like, if you're not prepared for what's like, if I want a national ring, I gotta be ready right now to get it. I can't be ready when the time comes. I gotta already have been ready. And if I'm not, then I'm not gonna get that ring, and I'm gonna fall short and cry and be sad. But it's anything in life. You know what I mean? Are you planting your fruit before the sun? Before the are you planting that seed before the sun or before the rain falls or whatever? Like I don't know. It's I just go by a lot of stuff that I just live by. That's just little quotes that just get me through. So like,
man, you got to use what's going to motivate you, and at the end of the day, that's what's going to get you to that next step. And having people around you for those days when you're struggling, that motivate you, push you. So I got nothing but love and respect for you. I appreciate you jumping on
yeah,
this, man, and I definitely appreciate you dropping gems. Jake Nelson already just said it. Shout out to Jake
yeah,
and Movement
yeah,
Hoops.
yes, sir. Shout out Jake.
So yeah, man, I appreciate everybody tuning in. The goal is to continue to do this bi-weekly. So I'm gonna keep getting people to come on. It may be sports people, it may be just other people in the community doing things. I just want to keep this conversation going because there's so many gems that we all have to share. And as much as this is good for young folks, this is also good for the folks that are older than us that that still need some of those gems that get dropped by us as well. So like I learned something from you, you learned something from me, and we just keep it going.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Who's gonna be your next guest?
Oh man, right now I'm wavering. Like I got to reach out to see if it's gonna fit in their schedule. I've talked to Aaron Howard, I've talked to
Okay, that's
Julian
a good one.
Walters, and then I'm also thinking about my guy Will Glenn.
Uh-huh.
And I also want to get my funny man, my comedian on here, Antoine McNeil.
Okay.
He's still hosting the comedy shows in Madison, so I definitely want to get him on here
Oh,
because he
that's
does
good.
some dope stuff, positive stuff in the community too. So I got a couple of people that I'm interested in, and then just like I said, keep it going.
Yes, sir. I appreciate you having me out
Hey,
here.
no doubt, man. Thank you for kicking off season one. Need
Oh
you to
yeah,
do
of
me a
course.
favor. Reach out to Keyshawn and see if he wants to get on too.
Man, Keyshawn's on, man. Just talk to. I got you, man. He's gonna be on this though for sure. Yeah.
Bet. Love, man. I
Yes,
appreciate
sir.
you. thank everybody for watching. And of course, I will let you guys know when the next one is coming. It should be 2 weeks from now, and I'll definitely put out a post. All right. Appreciate y'all.